Hi guys, Penguin Overlord here, and welcome back to Ghost Recon Wildlands. Let's talk about some DLC weapons. So, I've been getting a fair amount of requests, or at least some requests, to review the various different weapons that Ghost Recon Wildlands has to offer in the store. And there's some that I've wanted to do, some that I wasn't really planning on doing because they've been out for a while and people have already done different reviews on it, but I have gotten requests from them anyway, so the thing is, that's going to take a while for me because I just have like a lot of stuff going on in my life, and YouTube's just a hobby for me anyway. So what I figured I'd do for this video is just to give a general overview of the weapon packs in the store, and give you my brief opinion, having used most of them. Like I don't have the F2000, and I don't really want to. I'll talk about it when I get to it. Um, but I've used most of them, so I have a pretty good idea of what's worth it and what's not. Now, a couple things before we get started, excuse me. One, um, here's the thing: if you really, really like the weapon in game, just on cosmetic appearances, if you want to play with that weapon, if you really, really want it, just go get it. I mean, honestly, what weapon you're using isn't necessarily going to make or break the mission for you when you're trying to do an objective. So it's really not. This isn't a game where it's super dependent on what weapon you're using. Obviously, there's some that are better than others, and we'll talk about that. But if there's a weapon you really like, you really really love, I should say, go out and get it. Like most of the assault rifles, they'll do around the same amount of damage. Like maybe one will do slightly more damage or slightly less damage than the other, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're looking more for how these weapons actually perform and whether it's worth spending the money on them, that's what this video is going to be doing. Now, let's talk about all this stuff, like these packs. These are all various different weapon packs which will allow you to unlock um, the normal campaign weapons right from the start. These, in general, I don't think are really worth it. I mean, part of the appeal for Ghost Recon for me is that I could go out and find weapons throughout the game. It's kind of like Christmas, you know. You find a part or a gun, and I don't know. I just get enjoyment out of that. I don't think it's really worth buying these. Now let's start with antique firearms. I mean, if you want to, go for it, but this is a military shooter. These are joke weapons, really, especially the musket. The musket is let me show you the musket. Oh, we're in ghost mode um we're in ghost mode, and the reason why is I have a fairly new character. He's unlocked a few things, but not like magazines and stuff like that. And there are some benefits to getting some weapons. Like some weapons will have more attachments unlocked than the others in terms of like scopes and stuff, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's take a look at the musket real quick. This is the musket. Yeah, it hits hard. Like it'll one-shot enemies, but no. This is not no. Just no. My advice. Oh, and that's another thing. Because I'm in Ghost Run right now, so I can't look them up. But there's daily challenges now, and it's very easy to get prestige crates and spec ops crates where there's weapons contained in them. So honestly, if you play the game consistently, you can actually unlock most of these. Like all these weapons here, all these extra DLC weapons are in the spec ops crates, and now that the emotes are gone from them, you can very easily unlock all these different guns for free. So you do not have to go out and buy every single weapon here. You can maybe grab your favorite one and then play the game a bunch, and you'll be able to get the rest of these. Like, let me open up my crate section, because this is where I'm at right now. Because I mean, I've been playing the game for 2 years now, so like since launch, so I've unlocked a bunch of stuff, but like I've got 6 legendaries, 3 epics, and 75 rares, which are mostly emotes and crap. And I've unlocked most of the emotes already, just by playing the game. And now that the emotes are gone from Spec Ops crates, I have like 2 rares left, 12 epics, and like 47 legendaries. So I'm gonna be able to breeze through these soon. That's also why I have been doing a bunch of videos because I've mostly been focused on challenges and unlocking stuff. But I do plan on getting more videos out. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to make here is, it's very has been the easiest time to unlock stuff in the store since Ghost Recon launched. So don't feel bad if you don't have like all the stuff yet, because honestly, it's so easy to get nowadays. But anyway, if I can focus for 1 second here. Weapon packs. Okay, so these are joke weapons. I mean, they're kind of fun to play with from time to time, but I would just get them in crates. Like, don't even worry about it. Custom snipers. These are reskins. I did buy them a while back just for the heck of it, but I would say no. They're just reskins, so not worth getting. Now, Fallen Ghost weapons. This is the ultimate pack. They've got multiple packs for different weapons that are in Fallen Ghosts. Here's the thing. You should not buy any of these packs. You should not buy the BFG-50A, not the crossbow, not all of the packs. You should instead go and buy Fallen Ghosts, because that's actually a decent DLC pack, and I personally had fun with it. I think the story in it is like better than the main game. There's this one mission where I actually felt like, and I won't spoil it, but there's like one mission where I felt an actual emotional, actually felt something. Like I really wanted to kill this one guy because he did something really bad. So, and I didn't feel any of that during the main game of Wildlands, which is honestly, the story in Wildlands is like its weakest point. It's really just not that good, but that's a different discussion for a different time. M4 Super 90. It's not a bad shotgun, but it feels like a ACS-12 reskin. So, I mean, let me pull it up for 1 second here. M4 Super 90. So it has, let's see, does it have, okay, so most of the weapons in the store come with optics already unlocked. The only ones that aren't are the LVOA, which just has, which actually when you start the game, none of these optics are unlocked except the iron, so you have to go out and unlock all of them. And then, which one is it? Okay, the Mark 16. That also doesn't start off with any optics unlocked, so you have to like go out and unlock them through the game, which is not necessarily a good thing. Like, but the rest of these DLC weapons, we'll get to all of them, but they're all unlocked. Short barrel's unlocked. That's cool. I honestly didn't notice that. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad shotgun, and it's got all the tubes unlocked. That's cool. Like, so the extended mag, and you've got the short barrel and the scopes. Okay, so that's has a good thing going for it. But here's the thing: shotguns in this game aren't necessarily that great. So unless you really like the M4 Super 90, just based on performance, I'd say no. Just wait till you get in a crate or something like that. But it's really not that worth it. I mean, it's good as a shotgun, but shotguns have such a limited role in Wildlands, so I wouldn't buy it. The TAC-50, next weapon. I just got this recently, and honestly, I have not been impressed with it very much. I mean, I'll do a full review on it eventually, but plenty of people have done it already, and it'll take like one or I think it takes like 2 shots to take down a helicopter with this. And for some reason, actually, let me pull it up. See if I can find it. This is a very off-the-cuff video, so I apologize. It has a skull suppressor already unlocked on it, which only appears on 338 Lapua rifles, which generally take out helicopters in 2 shots. So the game, what I think is happening here with the TAC-50, it's not counting it as a 50 caliber rifle, it's counting it as a 338 rifle in terms of like damage and penetration stuff. Basically, and the one thing you have to understand about Wildlands in general is that the stats are lies. Like, at least in terms of damage. They're just complete lies. Well, actually, in general, the stats are lies. I'll do a separate video explaining that in detail, but you can't rely on these to accurately understand what a weapon can do. You actually have to go out and play the game and see what it does. But yeah, this will like take 2 shots to take down a helicopter. So that's not good at all. So that gets a thumbs down from me. Just not good. Okay, the LVOA. This, aesthetically speaking at least, is one of my favorite rifles. I mean, it's kind of representative, I guess, of a more modern civilian slash competition AR-15, which I just think with the longer handguards is aesthetically cool. Maybe not necessarily like the LVOA is necessarily designed. I don't know. I just like it. It's a cool rifle. But how does it perform? Well, so let's take a look at it. So obviously, it doesn't come with optics unlocked, so you have to unlock them all, which is a downside. Magazines are unlocked. Grenade launcher, you have to get the grenade launcher skill. But cool thing is, you do have the at-peel laser already unlocked on it, sort of. Because let's reset the parts here. So this is the parts it comes stock with. The foregrip, which honestly are unlocked for all assault rifles from the start of the game, but it also comes with the laser. So you've got an accuracy boost from the start, which is pretty cool. So it does not come with the compensator unlocked already. So I just unlocked that in this playthrough. But it does seem to take an extra bullet more or two to kill an enemy compared to most of our assault rifles, but honestly just keep shooting them. And but apart from that, it's also a decent rifle. It's got a good rate of fire that I like, a nice fast rate of fire. Bullet drop is actually really good on this assault rifle. Like, the only assault rifle that from what I can tell, can outperform it in terms of bullet drop is the AUG-A3 with a long barrel. I watched Dark Dahlia's video when he did a review on the LVOA, and apparently, standard barrel to standard barrel with a rangefinder, the LVOA outperformed the AUG-A3, or at least was the same. So, in terms of bullet drop, it's very good. So, I would say, at least for me, it's worth it, because, let's see. Let me actually go back to the web packs place, because I should clarify. Some of these weapons I unlocked for free, like the Honey Badger, the ACS-12, the TAC-50. Actually, I think that's it. And some of them I paid for. So, like, well, actually, the Mark 18, I was mostly credits from weekly challenges, from duplicates in the prestige crates, so there's that. But, I'm rambling, am I? Okay, bottom line, I like the rifle. I think, it's not a bad rifle, so I would feel shit. I'm sorry, I'm babbling. I'll probably cut that out, but I would say it's worth it. I would say it's worth buying if you really wanted it. You're not going to be you're not going to be let down by the weapon really at all. It's going to take an extra bullet or two to kill enemies, so just keep good follow through and keep firing, and you'll take them down. 416, a lot of requests for this. Well, I don't know about a lot of requests, but I did get a request. Okay. I'm just going to say this outright. This is probably the best weapon. This is probably the best weapon you could buy from the store. As of the current moment. So, here's the thing. You've got all the optics unlocked from the start, so that's cool. You have the 20 round and the 30 round magazine already unlocked, which I did not go out in this playthrough and unlock it. It just comes unlocked. So that's really good because you really kind of need a 30 round magazine. In my opinion, for an assault rifle, like 20 rounds really isn't enough. I'm pretty sure I said that in my assault rifle setup video, but so that's good. I think you still have to unlock the grenade launcher. I don't think the grenade launcher comes automatically unlocked. Rails, you don't have anything unlocked. Okay. You do not have the long barrel automatically unlocked. I unlocked that through playing the game, but it comes with the standard barrel and the short barrel already unlocked, which is pretty good. So if you prefer playing with a short barrel, you've got that to start with every playthrough. I generally prefer the standard barrel on assault rifles. I think that's just the best one in terms of damage, bullet drop, and recoil control, all that good stuff. And that's generally what I use in Ghost Mode. But you've got that option. You don't have the compensator already unlocked. I already unlocked it. But you've got the most amount of stuff already unlocked on the 416, and it performs very well. I think it actually does like a little bit more damage than the LVOA, even though the stats won't reflect that. Yeah, it'll say it'll do more damage and hold on. Okay, it says the LVOA does more damage, but I don't know. I think it's about the same. Not the point, because it doesn't necessarily matter too much. So the 416 definitely gets my vote. It is a good weapon. If you want it, go get it. I do not have the F2000. I do not want the F2000 because you can attach a grenade launcher to it, or actually, I don't think you can attach any underbarrel to it. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I am, I humbly accept it. But I'll no. I'm just not really interested in that. If you want it, go for it. I don't care. ACS-12. I did a review on it. I like it a lot. I unlocked it for free, but it's been such a fun gun for me. If you want it, get it. I really don't care, honestly, but it was a fun weapon for me to use, so I would say it's worth it. The Mark 18, I have not done the review on this yet. Here's the thing. I like the gun. It's good, but it's overhyped. And sorry. Keep forgetting we're in ghost mode. So let's look at the Mark 18 real quick. Okay, so all optics unlocked, good. 30 round mag is not unlocked. And you don't have a 50 round mag. Which kind of makes sense for the weapon, but I don't know. Angled underbarrel's not unlocked except for vertical foregrip, which is already unlocked. No rail covers, just a standard barrel. Only the suppressor's unlocked from the start. Here's the thing though. The damage is a lie. It says it has so much damage. Let me find it. So much more damage. As far as I can tell, it performs the same as the M4A1. Honestly. Like, let me shoot off some rounds here. Yeah, it's got like the same fire rate as the M4A1, roughly. So, it's not a bad weapon. It's a good weapon. I like it. But it's not as overpowered as people think it is or as the stats suggest. So, I'd say yes, as long as you kept your expectations realistic. The Mark 16, I will also do a video on this. It's not bad, but it's like, how do I put this? Okay, it's like they threw the Mark 16 and put it on a 5.56 gun. In fact, if you look over here, where my cursor is, the caliber says 7.62 millimeters. So Ubisoft really didn't do much with the. They did do much with the weapons modeling. It's like they threw on a Mark 17 upper on a Mark 16 lower, if that makes sense. All right, so let me go grab that real quick. Okay. Obviously, you don't have optics unlocked. Okay, I said that earlier in the video. Thing I don't like about it is it has a slow rate of fire, and I'll talk about that when I do the video. It's faster than the Mark 17, but it's still pretty slow compared to the all-ever assault rifles. In fact, since I have it highlighted, it has the same rate of fire as the R5 RGP. So, and me personally, I generally prefer assault rifles with a fast rate of fire, especially since I play on extreme difficulty, which means you need to take out enemies as fast as they can before they take you out. So I generally prefer an assault rifle with a higher rate of fire. And it's also good for Predator too. Like this rifle, because of the rate of fire, it's just too slow, and the Predator will nail you. I don't really like it so much. I mean, if you like the rifle, fine. I mean, I don't mind, but I just personally don't like it. So, there you go. I mean, it's obvious. Actually, I shouldn't really say I don't like it, but it's obviously not bad. Also, it has like one of the lowest amount of recoil control in the. Excuse me, I am babbling. It has the lowest amount of recoil out of most of the assault rifles in the game if you set it up right. So you've got a short barrel. It has a compensated buttstock, so that's cool, which most assault rifles don't really have. So you can get some very low recoil out of it. But apart from that, it doesn't impress me. So I would say no. The Honey Badger, I did a video on it. I like it, but it's just good. It's not really extraordinary. If you like the Honey Badger, I would say go get it. Oh, I think I said that in the review video too, so go check that out. But it has all of the magazines unlocked from the start, if I can find it. Honey Badger. Yeah, so you can start off with a 50-round magazine in Ghost Mode, which is awesome. You've also got all the optics unlocked on it already, so that's pretty cool. So there is an advantage to using the Honey Badger. So I would say, yeah, it's worth it. It's like the MP5, but it does a little bit more damage. So, again, any of these guns, don't expect them to be like amazing, because I think Ubisoft wanted to avoid a pay-to-win sort of scenario where you have to get this gun to beat the game, and honestly, Ghost Recon is not really like that. It's much less dependent on the individual weapon itself than yeah, you don't really need a specific weapon is what I'm trying to say. Setups matter to a degree, but honestly, it's more about tactics than anything else. Alright, so now we've come to the last weapon, the M110. Oof. Oh man, people were so mad when this came out, and for good reason, I think. Okay, so here's the thing with the M110. All the scopes are unlocked. Cool. No standard mag. I don't think it comes with the vertical foregrip. I just unlocked that in the game. I think I unlocked that as well. Standard barrel, no long barrel. Here's the thing though, the suppressor. The M110 is iconic because it has this huge ass suppressor that extends like all the way back here. So if your reasoning for getting the M110 is that you can have that look, you're going to be disappointed. Another thing on it, and I did a video on it, is that the bullet drop on this sniper rifle is really, really bad. Like, exceptionally bad. It's assault rifle levels of bullet drop, not a sniper rifle level of bullet drop. So, it's not good. It's not really good at all. So, I would skip out on this. At least, unless Ubisoft fixes it in the future. But as it performs right now, it's really not that good in terms of bullet drop. Damage, I still need to mess around with it a little bit more, but it's kind of on par towards most of the other sniper rifles. The SR-25 will do more damage than it. Actually, let me pull up the M110. Again, you can't really trust stats. The SR-25, okay, it does more damage according to stats. But yeah, that'll kill enemies in generally in 2 shots. This will kill in like, I think 3 to 4 shots. And that's on par with the rest of the other semi-auto sniper rifles. Like, let's see. The Dragunov, I think, does that. I think the G28 does that. The PSG does that. I think the Mark 14 can take people out in 3 shots. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. I haven't done significant damage testing on the sniper rifles, but I have used them, so I have a rough idea of how they perform. So I would say no. It's honestly like the worst sniper rifle in the game, I think. It's just, you have to compensate a whole lot to get good accuracy out of it. So there you go. Alright, I think, okay. I didn't cover the Fallen Ghost weapons in detail. So let's do that now. Okay, so a lot of these here are just reskins of weapons, which generally aren't worth it in terms of buying them yourselves. Again, go buy Fallen Ghosts and get them. But here's the thing. Most of them aren't that great. They're just reskins of other weapons, which I generally don't use. The one exception is the Action Heroes BFG. That has it has the least amount of bullet drop in the entire game, I think. Actually, the SR-25 Jungle might. Actually, I haven't compared those two. I should. But this has very, very little bullet drop. And to illustrate the point, let's go to my stats. This is my longest shot right here, 1,500 meters, like 1,523 meters. I did that with the Extra Harrows BFG in Kawani by backing up from 600 meters when I was scoped in on a target, backing all the way up to that distance, and then firing and taking him out, and I barely had to adjust. Like, I had to adjust, like, let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, I had to adjust to, like, the, I think the second or third hash mark, somewhere around there. So so that's pretty awesome in terms of bullet drop. I think it takes like 2 shots to kill a helicopter as well, so there's that. Also, because I know people talk about it, the SR-25 Jungle. It looks like an SR-25, but this thing performs like a 50 cal, which is honestly the reason why I don't use it, because I just think that makes the game too easy. That's generally why I don't use 50 caliber rifles. But it kills things in one shot, and it's got a 20 round magazine. So it's pretty... This is probably the one sort of pay-to-win sort of weapon in the game, honestly. Which is why I don't use it, because it just makes things too easy. And I like at least having some challenge in this game, which truthfully, Ghost Recon's never been really that hard. Like, some missions can be hard, but this is like the... I'm on regular for some reason. So, but I generally play on extreme, because it's honestly, as long as you stay in stealth, it's honestly not that hard of a game. At least in my experience. And I generally am not super good at video games. Like, I usually play on regular difficulty. I had a point I was going to go with this. Okay, so, but in general, the reskin weapons are just reskins. So, if you want to use them, cool, but it's not really that worth it. The crossbow. It's effective. It kills enemies in one shot. And it's got a red dot on it, so that's kind of cool. But it's a gimmick, I think. I would much rather use anything else. The only thing it has really going for it is that it's quiet. But honestly, I'd just rather use my pistol and use... obviously, this would be a bad choice in Ghost mode unless you were doing it as a challenge. But even in the main campaign, I'd rather not take up a main weapon slot with the crossbow than anything else. BFG 50A. Semi-auto sniper rifles are fun. Semi-auto 50 caliber sniper rifles are fun, but again, I don't really use 50 cals a whole lot. It's effective. I think sometimes it takes a 2-shot. Well, it's okay. So the BFG 50A is inconsistent in the main campaign. Sometimes it'll take out helicopters in one shot. Sometimes it'll take 2. It's super inconsistent. Also, the reload animation is bugged on the BFG 50A. Let me pull that up. And this is a long video, and I apologize, because I didn't think it was going to take that long, but it did. Alright. Let me take off the suppressor. I don't know why I have a suppressor on it. But... okay, let's take a look at the reload animation. It's... okay. If you know anything about firearms, you know why that's wrong, but if you don't, what are you supposed to do is supposed to eject the magazine, put a new one in, and then rack the charging handle. Instead, it acts like a bolt action sort of thing. He pulls the bolt back, and then reloads it in. So that kind of sucks, and I wish Ubisoft would fix that, but this weapon has been out for a while now, and I don't think they're going to. It works fine in, properly in Fallen Ghosts, which is doubly confusing as to why it won't work. It has the correct reload animation in Fallen Ghosts, but not in the main campaign in Ghost mode. I don't get it. Oh boy. Well, I think that covers everything. Oh no, I forgot one. Fallen Ghost weapons, the PSG-1. And these weapons. Okay, this... I'll try to do this real quick. This is like a reskin P90. It's not that great, so no. This works okay, but the thing you gotta know about the R4 is, let me pull it up if I can find it. Okay, so when you pull up the grenade launcher, the GP25G grenade launcher, it doesn't exist. Instead, pulls up the standard grenade launcher. So that kind of sucks. So, yeah, that's just another broken thing Ubisoft never fixed. Fallen Ghost weapons. MDR, this is like a TAR 21. It's good. I wouldn't mind using it. There you go. PSG 1. Until the M110 came out, this was the worst sniper rifle. It had the lowest amount of bullet drop in terms of the semi-auto sniper rifles, did the least damage, etc. But now the M110 came out, and now it's the second worst semi-auto sniper rifle. It's not that bad, but you could do better. But the advantage with this is that if you have this weapon, you can start it from the very beginning. Unlike the SR-25, which I'll have to go out and find in Ghost Mode in order to be able to use it. Not that I would, because you don't really need a sniper rifle in Ghost Mode, unless you're working with a team. Okay, but now I think that covers all of the store weapons. There's other weapons I didn't cover, like the Year 2 Pass weapons, which, I think I'll do that in a separate video because this is now 31 minutes long, and I'm sure I'm going to get complaints about this video being too long. So I'm going to end it here. Let me find my 416, equip it again. There you go. So that's my really long overview of all the store weapons. Some are worth it, some really aren't. But if you like the weapon, go get the weapon. That's what I got. The main message I got for you. If you're fundamentally opposed to microtransactions, don't worry, you can basically get these weapons for free by doing challenges and getting prestige crates and unlocking Spec Ops crates. Yeah, it's going to take you a while to blow through all the rares and crap in there, but eventually you will get them. Like, I do have the AK-74 and the M60, which I got from the crates, Spec Ops crates. Actually, no, I think I got them from prestige crates. But the point is, you have a chance to get it for free. It's not out of your reach. So if you don't like doing the microtransaction thing, by all means, don't worry about it, because honestly, this game is not really dependent on having a certain weapon. It's more dependent on having a good setup for the mission you're trying to do and the proper tactics in that mission. Oh, so there you go. That's my general overview of the store weapons. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. I'm Penguin Overlord. I hope this video was a help to you. More content to come soon, and I will catch you all next time. Take care, guys.